my friends. Today I am going to start a project that will take a couple of days, but it is using the epoxy resin, and I'm going to make up a good amount of it because I am going to do some blanks. Okay? And what I'm doing is doing some pendants and some earrings that I can embellish later. I've told you several times that, it's a good thing to have some around for to embellish later on. But anyways, so today I'm going to make a bunch. When you're doing this, the best thing to do is, this is a silicone whatever cylinder thing, graduated cylinder. It's not graduated, but it's gauged, okay, here on the side. Now if I wanted to do 100 milliliters, I would do here for 50, here for 100, but I think I'm going to do the 40-80 because I don't want to mix up too much, and if I run out, I run out, But anyways, with a Sharpie, okay, with a Sharpie, I went and got a different one because that one wasn't writing. I'm going to mark, because it's a 50-50 mixture, I'm going to mark 40 and 80. Okay? And it doesn't matter which one you start with, because they should be about the same amount in each of your bottles here. This is T-Expert or T-Expert, or however you want to pronounce it. But it doesn't have, I can't smell it at all. Although I am still in a large room that's got great ventilation. You don't want to be anywhere where the fumes can overtake you, even if you can't smell them. All right, okay, it's part A and part B. Part A is the resin, and part B is the hardener. So, and I'm filling them right up to those lines that I made. Oops, slow it down. You don't want to overfill. And one more drop. One more drop. All right. Now we're done with these. The next step is stirring it for 5 minutes slowly. And this is just a wooden stir stick. I got it free because we have pancake sausage dogs from Jimmy Dean. Anyways, after we've eaten the sausage dog, I wash the stick and dry it, and yeah, I use it in crafts. I have a lot of them because I save them, and I don't use that many of them in crafting, but they pile up. So I got a good amount. There we go. So, if you don't have to buy something, don't buy it. Reuse. And you can see I'm not stirring very quickly. And a lot of times I'll hold it in my hand because that will warm the resin up. And that'll also make it stir in better if it's warmer. Some people actually heat their resin. I don't. I don't do any unnecessary steps. I did clean my molds earlier. That is not an unnecessary step. That is a very important step. So, do that. This usually takes 24 hours to cure. And surprisingly, with this kind of resin, a shallow pour takes longer to cure than a deep pour because it is heat. There's a chemical reaction that causes heat. And with a shallow pour, there's not as much heat, so it takes longer to cure than with a deep pour because they can get very hot. You cannot do a very deep pour with this type of resin because it will get too hot and it'll melt your mold. It'll mess up your your stuff. Anyways, my timer here, that was actually from my husband when he was teaching school. He had that. And when he retired, I kind of claimed it as mine because I have a use for it. I use it for this, and I also use it when I'm doing planks, which I gotta get back to. I haven't done a plank this year. Did go back to the gym yesterday. I usually spend 30 minutes on the treadmill. Got to, well, about 25 minutes. The tendon in the arch of my foot started hurting. So I just kept going and made it to 29 minutes before I'm going, okay, this is painful. The minute I stopped and just kind of, instead of walking, just kind of stood and everything, the pain subsided. And by the time I got home, there was none. And it hasn't hurt since. I have had kind of a couple of issues with it lately hurting, and I'm wondering if it's because I hadn't gone to the gym in 3 months. And anyways, so my my tendon in the bottom of my foot hasn't gotten a good workout. When my husband and I went shopping the other day, that tendon started hurting. And it didn't take long for it to start hurting while we're walking around shopping. So, yeah. Anyways, once this is done, you can see the air bubbles. You will get some air bubbles because that's, it just happens. You want to make sure you're scraping the bottom, the sides, and moving it all around, getting it really well incorporated. They're two clear liquids, but you can actually see into them. You can see like striations inside if you look closely at it, because they're not the same density. But you just got to keep mixing them until they're fully combined. Then you have about 25 minutes. 15 to 30 minutes. It depends on the temperature of your room and just, I don't know, inclusions will make a difference too, what you put in them. But yeah, before it starts getting too thick and you can still pour it into stuff at that thickness, but it does get pretty thick. Now, if you were going to use this for doming, waiting until it starts thickening is a great way to dome stuff without it pouring everywhere. So, yeah, there's that. I have 13, 12, 11 seconds left. Yes, I'm going to stir to the last second because I can. And there we go. All right, let me set that down. Okay, as you can see, I've laid out my molds. I have put them on a tray because I need these to sit flat and I need them to be able to be portable and stuff. A lot of my air bubbles have risen to the top here, which is a good thing. But let's just see how many we can get done. All right. I'm going to start with a nice big one here. Anyways, this is kind of a boring part, so I might be quiet and then just fast forward through this part. Okay, I've added a bunch of resin to a lot of these here. A couple of them I've had to go back in and add just a little bit more, just because there wasn't enough to cover to go all the way down. Okay. All right, I'm going to add some color to this. It's just going to be white because I want some blanks to be have a solid background to it. Oh, this one's not been open. Wonderful. Okay. Well, that didn't work. Where's the top from? Right there. Yep. All right, let me put some this in there. As you can see, it's like a chameleon powder. It's a white, but there's actually color. It's got like a green, gold, and red shimmer to it. See? I thought maybe that would make a pretty background. Now on these clear ones, I can always put something behind it to give it more color. Now this is not going to be opaque. It will be translucent, but it is a whitish color translucent. And I'm going to try that. And if that doesn't work, then like I said, I can always back it up with something else. So let's bring this back here. And what ones have we not done yet? I think I'm going to move these little ones out of the way. I don't think I'm going to be using the littler ones because what I'm putting in these are fairly substantial sticker type things that I'm putting in there. And I don't have that much left here anyway. So let's go with, let's see, this one here. This one here. Ooh, I'm getting messy. Don't get messy. That waste. We don't want to waste it. Okay, let's. And it's getting thicker. I can already tell it's thickening up a little bit. Make sure you get around your peg there so that you've got a hole there. Kind of keep these the same depth. All right, that one has stuff in it. Let me go over here to this one. Yeah, it's better to be have more molds out than you need than to have to stop a project and go find more. So that's why I had more than I needed. But that was okay. Okay, let's do the hearts here. This heart here. Now, some of these are going to be made into pendants. Others will be made into earrings. So that's why I'm trying to make sure I have pairs. No, this one's not going to work, is it? Because I ran out of resin. That's okay. I can fill it with, I can use UV resin on top of whatever I have left here. All right, let me let that set for a minute and it will go back down to the sides. Spread it on out. Spread it on out. And I can take a little dab from that, put a little dab over here. All right. Well, they pretty much have the same amount in them. Okay. What do you think, huh? Does it look boring? Maybe a little. But once this part is done, and I'm going to use this here and clean up some of that resin that's like right there. Go ahead and put it inside molds because I don't want to waste any. I mean, is there any other drips that I made? Up over here. We got some over here. Here we go. Clean it up. Clean it up. Just like that. There's one right there. As you can see, I started getting more messy later on than I did at the beginning. And that's pretty much par for the course. That's why you shouldn't overdo your projects, because chances are you'll either get tired or lazy, and you can start making mistakes or get sloppy. What? Yeah, that's me. So I am going to clean up from this, and yeah, I'll see you back once these are all cured. And I have some printed sayings and stuff that I want to embellish these with. So anyways, I will be back. Okay, it's the next day. Let's pull the blanks out. And yeah, the big difference between UV resin and two-part resin, other than the fact you don't have to mix up UV resin, is that you have to wait like 24 hours for the epoxy resin to cure, where UV resin, you just stick it under the UV light, and 2 to 5 minutes later, your project's all set. So, right. Okay. Isn't this exciting, pulling all this stuff out? No, huh? All right, I didn't do that one. All right, couple more. Got this one. Oops. Oh, I got a little air bubble there. Well, happens. They happen. Okay, that's all the blanks. Now, what do you do with a blank once you got a blank? Let's look. This is called water, let's see, water slide paper? Water something paper. Anyways, basically you buy this special paper, you print the whatever you want on it, and then when you spray it with a sealer, I used a Mod Podge acrylic sealer, clear. I put 2 or 3 coats on it, let it dry in between. Anyways, and now what we'll do is we'll just cut out what we want and put them on the blanks. And you dip it in water and then you just slide it off. That's the theory. I've never used this before. Let's try, let's see. That one looks like it would fit right on that. Faith. Okay, some of these, okay, so you need the bigger ones for a lot of these, the bigger blanks. Let's see if that's gonna fit on there. It might. All right. So next thing we do is, let's see. Beautiful color girl, blessed with God, all things are. I want that one right there. So let's just cut all the way across, and then I want this one right here. And I do not have any water right here, so I'm going to have to stop and go get some water, and we'll see how that works. Which one do we want to put this on? Maybe on that one there. And it says, I've survived too many storms to be bothered by the raindrops. Or we could put it on this one. It won't fit on that one. Okay. Now I'm going to cut this as close to the words as I can, because I want to make sure that I don't cover that hole there with it. Okay, throw that in the trash. Let me go get some water and I'll be back. Okay, let's move this to the side over here. Bring the water so you guys can watch the magic. I'm going to put it on this side here. Let's double check to make sure it's going to fit good. It looks like it will fit just fine. Drop it in the water. Whew. Well, that was instant reaction, huh? Did you see it curl so fast? Okay. I'm not sure how long it has to stay in the water for. I'm thinking not long. Well, maybe longer than that. I guess it's got to go all the way through. Okay. Oh, there we go. It's starting to slide off right now. So, let's get down on the very bottom here and just slide it off. All right. And now we're going to let it dry on there. It's repositional, but as long as it's wet, that's pretty awesome. What do you think, huh? All right, let's put that there. Throw that piece away. All right, what's the next one we want to do? Let's just do a black and white one. Black and white. That's do you want to do something on clear? Let's see. Jesus. We could do the love right there. That looks kind of like it'll go real good. Oh, I like the believe too. There's a blessing in the storm. That's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to, again, cut down to where I want. I'm going to cut it all the way across. Okay, like that there. And I want the believe, I think. All right. Okay. Let's get rid of the excess. And we'll see how it looks on the clear. Okay, drop it in the water and look at it curled right up. Ah! Curled real instantly. I like that. Yeah. We'll see whether or not it's something that would look better on a clear blank or on white, or like I said, I've never used these before, so up there it's starting to slide. So I was worried that I'd have to be very precise the minute I took it off, but since you can slide them around as long as they're wet, that's great. All right, can you see it? And if I put like, I don't want to, all right, you just touch it right here. See, if you put white behind it, it'll show up really good. All right, let's put that over there, let that dry. All right, so that's a cool project. I really like that. I will put a layer of clear UV resin over it to make sure that it is in there permanent. And yeah, on this one I will back it with a color. I'm not sure what color I'm going to do, but I've got a lot of things I can try. Yeah, I think a lighter color would be better because of the black. Ooh, that pink looks really good. Here, let me just pull this mold over here so you can see. What do you think? You think that pink looks good under that? Yeah, it still looks. It needs to be a flat, I think. Not anything too too sparkly. Although I could put sparkles around the edge. Do a solid color and then sparkled around the edge. That would look good. No, 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 no. I'm not sure what happened here, but that just slid off. Let me take a paper towel. There's not a lot of good instructions on these things, but I'm gonna, okay, dry it off. Dry it off. All right. Okay, now let it sit there and dry this one. All right. Put in the background. All right. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. This is Bethany with New Life Jewelry Creations. It's always great when you find new projects, something you hadn't seen before. And I have just discovered this like maybe 3 weeks ago, and my husband ordered me some online, and so I'm so excited. But it's called water slide paper, and you want this here. As you can see, it says water slide decal inkjet clear, print on the reverse side. You don't print on that side, you print it on this side. No, I got water on the all right. Anyways, that'll dry, that'll be fine. So I'm going to be playing with that, and we'll see what I can make. But yeah, this is Bethany with New Life Jewelry Creations. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope that you try this. Bye.